I have a thought and theory and opinion that I want to get people's opinion, or I don't know how to word it, but let's say something happens to where Christians believe these are the signs of the end times. Do you think that the Muslims and Catholics and Jews would think the same? I mean, 'cause what if the signs that Christians interpret as the signs of the end times, Muslims and Catholics and other religions even, maybe they interpret them through their lens and books as the end times. So it's like the end time comes and how we interpret it, as pagans or Hindu, Catholic, Jewish, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, Wiccan, Norse, I mean, all religions. We come to take these incidents and we come to interpret them through our books and knowledge and gods and God and interpret it as the end times. So, I kind of have this long theory about all religions pretty much being crumbs of the truth. Like I think there's the primary belief of truth that is the truth of everything. It's not my truth. It's not your truth. It's not their truth. It's the truth. It's the truth of how we came to be, and how humanity was born, and how the universe was created, and what came before that, if anything. And I think that was broken up. And I think divided scatteredly into multiple religions. Um, and I think if we actually come to look at things differently and truly ascend and awaken, um, come to be unshackled to our closed mind that we've come to have, we see the truth, not the knowledge that is truly staring right in our face. But like, what if like religion? What if the truth of everything is like every religion out there, but like none of them at the same time? I mean, this. Go even deeper into this about the universe. If you look at the universe and how we're on a planet and we have other planets around in this galaxy, and we have a sun and a moon and a star that's around us, and how apparently we're shooting through space. There has to be something that did all this. Or was this all just by accident? What's the act? So I don't know. Just can't really talk about that when like, what if all religions are truth and all religions are false? And as time goes on, honestly, all religions, I think, have become, all religions have become godless. No religion actually follows the true, you know, ways of their belief. None are fully in depth into it. Um, That's why I say all religions are godless. I mean, all religions have turned away from the gods. Especially like the demons of all cultures. I think they don't need you per se, or want to turn to them. Um, I mean, if you're entertaining enough and fun to play with, maybe have some stake in the ways of the world. I mean, they might make a deal with you and fuck with you. See what happens. But they're a lot like gin. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get. Um, but they'll give you what you ask for. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still on my little journey of figuring out what is truth. Um, I have a belief that I think is actually how everything came to be. Um, on half to know, I don't think I'm not very intelligent. I mean, I think I'm intelligent, but I don't have the brain power to use big words per se, I guess, that actually, or figure out the right words, if there is any right words in the English language to describe my belief. But I mean, with everything that's going on, I mean, what is the point? I mean, of all this. What is the point of having a president? It's a joke. Other countries that have their own way and beliefs and how they think of us and how they're acting and always being at the mercy of war and possibly nuclear war being the next one. That's gonna be fun. How we're so divided. And how all religions believe they're the right way. Some are more in your face and want to convert you than others. Um, but they're all like, this is my belief. Some are more like, I mean, I think a lot of like, Christians and pagans and Hindu and all that are like, this is my belief. I mean, you have your belief, I have mine. I think I'm right. And I hope you find your way. And then there's other ones that are more in your face about it, about how like they're just, this is the right way. I don't want it, like, no, you're wrong. Um, they're really cult minded, where they've just, this is the only way. Others just don't care. This is my belief. But I don't really think any of them actually truly know. I mean, there's no real hard evidence that any of the history we have with between our mythology and gods and demigods is actually true. Um, Magic, faith, and supernatural and aliens, I guess, you can all roll up into one of, it's all true. But yeah, we don't really have any evidence to prove it. I mean, unless we do. I mean, unless Area 51 is like, real and has all the secrets of alien life we've come to meet. But then you gotta think about, I mean, like, are we able to, I mean, I mean, we might have the technology to travel through space, but I highly doubt it. Um, I mean, unless my one theory about how, like, the real government that's actually in control of everything, is like a few centuries ahead of what we're told. Like, to us, like, the year is 2023. But to the people that actually pull the strings that control our society, to them the year is like 24, 37. Like, they're like centuries ahead of us. They have figured out flying cars and um, clean, never-ending energy. Have you ever played the game Fallout 4, the Institute? I think it's kind of like that, but just nowadays. There's we're probably a lot more advanced than we believe we are. Um, but to actually have the technology actually to warp, 'cause I do think that space. I mean, from what I've come to understand and learn of it, I think space is like really thick jello. Um, so we gotta find a way to, I think, control and shape gravity within there, and with a little bit of like creating gravity, because there's no gravity in there in space. Um, so we gotta create it and then shape it around the ship to where it would, I think, shorten time span between destinations. And then when we actually consider how to control, space and matter, that we'd be able to do it, up the speed in our ships. Um, and that would honestly take place. That would help us get to places um, a lot quicker instead of years. It would take months, days, weeks. Um, we probably, I mean, I think cryostasis to put people into sleep and then wake them up after 30 years is definitely somewhere to go. Because I mean, if you think about it, like we might be able to get to Jupiter and this and all that, within a short time. But then to actually travel throughout space in a short amount of time, that's when I think you would start to need like warp speed. Like just be able to, and like that's when you would actually be able to control space and time and matter as you're in space, shaping gravity and I don't, and to be able to get the places in moments. I mean, yeah. And then, I mean, and on top of that, that's just traveling there and then using other materials that we come to find on other planets. Because I think that's another thing we need to, like, use the materials we have on this planet the right way so we can actually make a decent spacecraft um, to get to space in order to mine and all that other materials on other planets and all that to bring back here, or maybe to make somewhere else a space. I don't think the materials on our planet, I think our materials on our planet are strong enough to travel space and maybe mine for materials of other planets. But I don't think our materials on our planets are strong enough to make a spacecraft um, to live on in space. I think we need stronger and different materials to make that kind of shit in order to survive what the space has. I don't think our earthly bound steel and iron and copper are strong enough materials to build a spacecraft that can withstand the elements of space. Um, I think it can withstand it enough to travel around and get places, this and all that. But to want to use black holes as gateways or to have a spacecraft up in space that withstand, heat from the sun, um, living pretty close to a black hole. I mean, even hovering over our planet like the Justice League spacecraft. I don't think our materials will be able to withstand that for too long. And then on top of that, be able to withstand otherworldly uh, technology. Because you gotta think, like, with our technology and our knowledge and materials, we can only go so far, I think. I think it's stepping stones to get out there to find a different material that does the same thing as steel, but folds like iron and has potentials of copper, or is as strong as titanium, but as light as or as light as copper, but as strong as titanium. I mean, that can. I'm starting to ramble, and I don't know. We have a lot of thoughts about a lot of shit. Wish I could find some people to just, I don't know, bullshit with and maybe start some videos with. I get tired of just talking to myself. My girl tries, but she's not into this kind of stuff as much as I am. But yeah, I am gonna end it there. Enough crazy talk. You guys have a good night.